Welcome back to another episode of the Todd Durkin Impact Show. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you're listening to today's show. I'm so fired up. It's a new day, it's a new month, and it's time for new beginnings. This is all about exceptional expansion. Yes, exceptional expansion, part one of a three-part series coming up over the next month. As a matter of fact, hopefully you had the opportunity to listen to last Thursday's episode 155, Spit and Fire Under Construction. My friends, my fellow fire-breathing dragon friends, today, as I record this in my plush office, yes, my plush new office right here in the roots of Fitness Quest 10, my friends, I'm looking at 2x4s. I'm looking at exposed HVAC. I'm looking at wires. I'm looking at framing going up in what will be my new office. When I say it's plush, it is certainly not plush yet. I'm literally sitting in a chair with a card table in front of me with my computer. No carpet, just cement on the floor. There's a garbage can, there's saws, and this is going to be one exceptional podcast episode. Again, exceptional expansion on this. And when we talk about part one of three, I really do want to cover today some very, very crucial, critical, and important things that I want to share with my community, you fire-breathing dragons, you folks from literally all around the world, all over the globe. When you look at right now, as you listen in, I'm wearing a shirt that says manifest greatness. Manifest greatness. What's it going to take for you to manifest greatness? And I'm going to challenge you today. I'm going to coach you today in about a month from now, at the end of February, when this office is new. That'll be my third installation of this little series called Exceptional Expansion. I'll be having a whole different message on how you really live out that exceptional expansion. But today, I'm going to ask you a few questions as I really share with you again what's on my heart and where I'm at. You know, if you listen to the Impact Show at the end of 2020, early 2021, just a few weeks ago, I asked you some very important questions. As a matter of fact, some of those questions you've probably been thinking about. And it doesn't matter if it's the end of a year, the beginning of a year, it's the middle of a year. These are questions that I want to challenge you throughout the year. Every single week, you should be asking yourself these questions to make sure that you're living your best life. Let me ask a few of them to you right now. Have you ever been so content with what you're doing that you become stuck in a rut? Have you ever been at the top of your career, the top of the mountain, and you realize there's got to be something else? You know, maybe you need a new challenge. Have you ever asked yourself, what's the next chapter of my life? If I was to reinvent myself, what would that look like? You know, these are the whispers that you have in your head, the questions that you ask yourself when you're out for a run, or you're out for a walk, or you're working out, or you got some alone time. Have you ever asked yourself, I wonder how good I can be if I was to take the risk of what my gut is telling me to do? What are the whispers saying? My friends, welcome to today's exceptional expansion, because at the end of 2020, when I asked you some questions about life, I said, what do you want to do? What's your purpose in life? What's your vision in life? What's your vision in 1 year? What's your vision in 3 to 5 years? And what's your vision in 10 years from now? What is that? And I also asked you some tough questions that hopefully posed some deep, provocative thoughts to the effect of, what if this was the last year of your life? What if this was the last year of your life? What if you knew you only had 6 months to live? What adjustments would you start making now to start living your deepest and your most divine life now? What would you do? What adjustments would you make? You know, upon reflection, the last several months and the last several years, the last 3 years to be specific, I'm always asking myself early in the morning in my prayer time, hey, God, am I being obedient to what you're asking me to do? How can I better serve you? I think one of the greatest fears that I have is that someday, hopefully a long time from now, you know, October 10, 2082, is when I head across the pearly gates, what I hear is, well done, good and faithful servant. Not, why didn't you take action on what I was calling you to do? Why did you stop despite success? Why did you not take the leaps that I called you to do? Perhaps you're being called to expand today. Perhaps your vision is growing today. When I look at life, when I look at business, I look at family, I look at the things ahead. We have two brands that I run, Fitness Quest 10 and Todd Durkin Enterprises. On the TDE side, the Todd Durkin Enterprises side, I've got things like my mastermind and speaking and writing and coaching and consulting and content creation and my impact foundation. These are things I love to do that I absolutely enjoy with the goodness of all my heart. And on the Fitness Quest 10 side, man, it's my soul. It's my soul. Fitness Quest 10 is my sanctuary. It's my heart. 30 employees now, 30 teammates, hundreds, if not thousands of clients, an incredible culture. Despite the craziest year with the pandemic, such love and such spirit and such soul with the Fitness Quest 10 culture. It's full of positivity and spirit and goodness. But it's time for reinvention. It's time for reinvention. It's time for an exceptional expansion. And how am I doing that? I want to share that today with the vision for the last several months and years on how do you expand, not contract, but how do you expand what God is calling you to do? How do you set yourself up for maximum success and significance and impact? As I look around here on a late afternoon, how do you do that? Most recently, I made some big, bold moves that I believe is going to help create exceptional expansion. Exceptional expansion. As I'm sitting here in what will be the new office, it's quiet. There's one person working out over there in the roots. And I'm visualizing like I was 21 years ago when Fitness Quest 10 opened with no clients, of what it's going to look like when I'm creating content and we have a media room and we have a podcast room where I'm creating these, not on a card table, but where I can double down on podcasting and double down on the content creation of everything I'm doing and double down on the coaching side of things in both the Todd Durkin Mastermind group and in the impact coaching. Because when you think about vision, when I think about vision and say, what's the vision? What's the mission? To save lives and to inspire millions to greatness, am I truly going to take the actions that are necessary to do what God is calling me to do? And the answer is yes. With Fitness Quest 10, man, I am so excited because for 21 years in creating success, I realized this. It's time to reinvent. It's time to go to another level. And in order to do that, it necessitated and necessitates change. And in this new year of 2021, I've begun the expansion, the exceptional expansion of bringing on a new partner with me, Jeff Bristol. Many of you know Jeff. He's been the GM here at Fitness Quest 10 for 3 years. He's been a huge teammate for the last 9 years. And Jeff's vision in running the day-to-day operations is certainly going to help me fulfill my purpose, my God's calling to really inspire even more people to greatness. But my friends, that's scary. It's scary when you have such a big vision and you're going to expand and you're making moves because Fitness Quest 10, for me, I'm always going to train. I'm always going to be part of Fitness Quest 10. But sometimes you got to give up to go up. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your normal routine that you've become familiar with, accustomed to. You get almost in a mediocre routine of you just show up. And now with exceptional expansion, well, I believe that ultimately I will be able to do what God is calling me to do. And my friends, today on today's podcast, I want to share just 5 things that I believe can help you live with exceptional expansion. Like, what's it going to really take to live your best life? When we ask those questions of what it's going to take to potentiate all the gifts that are inside of you, what does that look like? I want to challenge you today to step up, to step up and do what's going to be necessary. So these 5 things, the first one, in order to have exceptional expansion, number 1, you must have an exceptional vision. What do you see? What do you want? What does it look like? What does your life look like? What does your business look like? What does your career look like? What do you truly want? Now, I've got a Bible verse that I've been meditating on, praying on, that is very powerful. It's Isaiah 54, 2 and 3. Isaiah 54, 2 and 3. Now, check this out, my friends. It says, enlarge the place of your tent and let them stretch out the curtains of your dwellings. Do not spare. Lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes. For you shall expand to the right and to the left, and your descendants will inherit the nations and make the desolate cities inhabited. Oh, when you talk about exceptional expansion, you think about stretching out the curtains of your dwelling, literally, figuratively stretching out, widening from the right to the left, up and down, everywhere you go. How do you get your message out there? Whether your message is in your community, in your town, in your city, in your state, in your country, or on this planet, how do you expand your vision to be exceptional based on what God's calling you to do? Do not spare, lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes, for you shall expand to the right and to the left, and your descendants will inherit the nations. That means the light is being spread out. Your light is emanating, radiating out in a time of darkness right now. As I record this, as you listen to it here on February 1, 2021, what are you doing to spread that light? It's about the vision and having that exceptional vision and make the desolate cities inhabited. You know, sometimes we go to where it's already rich. How about going to where it's poor and putting your soul into the dark places? My friends, what's your vision? What's your exceptional vision? And don't be afraid of that. Number 2, you must embrace excellence in all you do. How do you embrace excellence in all you do? This is something I ask my athletes all the time when we're training. Like, let's not train to be mediocre. Let's not eat to be mediocre. Let's not recover to be mediocre. Let's train, eat, recover, think to be extraordinary, to be exceptional in all that we do. If I was to ask you another question, what's it going to take for you to be BIW? What's it going to take for you to be best in the world at what you do? Or maybe best in your community at what you do? What is it? Perhaps you need to dial in some of your habits, or you've got to dial in your mindset, and you've got to change. You've got to flick that little birdie off your shoulder that's robbing you of your best life, your best mindset, your best soul set. When I think about excellence, I think about a world-class performer. And whether that be someone in athletics and sport, in music, in theater, as a teacher, as a doctor, what's it going to take for you to be the best surgeon in the world, the best ER doctor in the world, or the best caring nurse that you could possibly be? The best mom or dad that you can possibly be. Embrace excellence in all you do. Number 3 of 5, to live with exceptional expansion, growth, expansion. The third thing is you must have covenant relationships. Covenant relationships. Relationships that truly matter. When I say covenant relationships right now, if you were to think about the people who are closest to you in your life, both personally and professionally, who are they? Why do you love them? Why do you spend so much time with them? How can you spend even more quality time with them? You know, when I think of my life, I think of Fitness Quest 10 and TDE. I think Fitness Quest 10, I think like Jeff Bristol. Here's a partner of mine as we groom him to really take on even a bigger role so that the vision of Fitness Quest 10 can expand while I try to inspire the world even more here in 2021 and beyond for the next decade of my life as I soon near approach the age of 50. And for the next decade, what's that going to take so that the expansion of Fitness Quest 10, the expansion of TD, that exceptional expansion Jeff Bristol, Kira Dusenberry, Ryan Rogers, and Jesse Dietrich, and Jeff King, and Lisa Ivanovich, and Pat Jack, and Janet Bertrand, and Melanie. It goes on and on. 30 of our teammates and our incredible community. I think about the team. The team sets the culture. Who's on your team? Now, some teams, regardless of your industry, regardless of your career, some teams have been decimated over the last year. My friends, I want to ask you the question of what can you do to make your team better? Not what can your boss do? What can your owner do? No. What can you do to make your team better right now? Despite budgets are being slashed, despite revenues maybe are 50% down or 75% down if you're one of the service or retail businesses that have been significantly impacted by COVID-19. How can you be the difference maker to drive the community and the culture so that we can get that team camaraderie? Because that is the culture after all. On the TDE side of things, again, in what will be my new office for TDE NFQ10, is I think of people like Julie Wilcox, someone who's been in my foxhole for 13 years, serving people at live retreats with different corporate events, live events internationally. And every single day into whatever's got to be done, she'll ask what needs to get done. No task is too small. No task is too big. A can-do attitude. That's a Julie Wilcox. That's a fire-breathing dragon. Larry Indiviglia. Larry Indiviglia has been with me for, since pre-Fitness Quest 10 years, 23 years to be exact. And all my mastermind coaches, 5 coaches on my mastermind team, and folks like Emilianne and Jess and Zach on the TDE team that helps me create this content right here, like this podcast episode. There's no one around. But how does it get into your ear? How does it get onto YouTube? Because of the team. My friends, when I ask you about your covenant relationships, these are the people who you entrust to do BIW, not average work. Hey, team TDE. Hey, team FQ10. I don't want to put out average stuff. I don't want to put out content that is just going to make people feel good. I want to put out content that is going to get in someone's heart and soul and transform someone's body, mind, and life. That's what I want. So, team, we got to all be on the same page. It's like an orchestra. It's like that orchestra that's all working together. Team TDE, FQ10. Who's on your team? Personally, obviously my wife, Melanie. Who are your significant others? Who's in your family? And even on the career side, is it an accountant? Is it a financial advisor? Who are the people who are helping you make decisions? Who are your mentors? Just like over the last several months, heck, for that matter, last several years, who I've leaned into to make strategic decisions about the vision, expanding that exceptional vision, right? And making sure that it's excellence and having the mentors hold you accountable. And not only being a mentor for people myself, but in having those mentors. Mentors are covenant relationships. Take a look at your relationships and make sure you hold them in high esteem. Thank the people closest to you in your life, because just like me, sometimes we get so busy that we forget who's right across the card table from us. So to each and every one of you listening in right now, I say thank you. I thank you for the relationship of you listening in and giving me your precious time and energy for you to listen to this message right now, to hopefully inspire your heart and soul as my team works their tails off to put out content that can hopefully inspire you to be the best that you can possibly be as well. Which leads me to point number 4 on the exceptional expansion. I believe number 4, this is everything. You got to have an exceptional mindset. Yeah, get your mind right. Get your mind right. Have you heard that before? Have you heard me say that before? Get your mind right. And just a week ago when the Audible book came out, Get Your Mind Right, and people are listening to the book. Some of you have downloaded the book on Audible, Get Your Mind Right. How's your mindset? How's your mind right now? How is your energy today? As a matter of fact, can you hear that snap of the band? Maybe right now as you listen in on this early morning, it's 5:30 in the morning, it's cold out where you're at, or maybe it's late in the afternoon, but it's always about getting that mind right. One of my favorite books I've ever read is from a gal named Carol Dweck, and it's called Mindset, and it's all about growth mindset and fixed mindset. Where's your mindset at today? Are you in a growth mindset? Are you an expansive mindset? Are you in an exceptional, expansive mindset? Are you in that exceptional, expansive mindset? Not playing scared, not having your tail between your legs because of this or that, or any other of the excuses that you watch on TV of why now is not a good time to do it. No, 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 no. Why do you think I'm doubling down to have an exceptional expansion in the midst of all this? Because while the world sometimes contracts, we expand. While the world gets scared and fearful of all of the what ifs, no, 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 not you and not me. We're going to have an exceptional expansion. It's going to take grit. It's going to take grind. It's going to take that all in mentality. You know, hey, have you ever heard you got to be willing to burn the boats? You got to be willing to burn the boats. Well, what does that mean? I mean, burning the boats is a concept in which you have no other option for yourself in context to something that you would like to achieve. You got to burn the boats. Matter of fact, that comes from in year 1519. There's a Captain Hernan Cortez. He landed in Veracruz and he wanted to begin his great conquest. So upon arriving, the captain says, "All right, men, it's time to burn the boats." And they looked around and said, "Burn the boats? What are you talking about then? If we burn the boats, we have no escape if we don't take over the island." He said, "Exactly. That's why we're going to burn the boats." What the burning of the boats, the burning of the ships did was it crystallized the moment and it forced the Vikings to leap into the unknown. They leaped over the boats. They burned the boats, and now they could no longer timidly step into the unknown. They could no longer just kind of tiptoe. They had to go, and they were violently thrown into the abyss of the unknown. It is said that in war, he who is ready to die wins. Let me repeat, my friends. In war, he who is ready to die wins. Why is that the case? Well, it's the case because you're not holding back. You're all in. He or she who plays timid gets their tail whooped, loses their ACL, gets injured, or worse yet, gets marred and gets killed. Whether it be life or whether it be business, sometimes you got to burn the boats. Sometimes you got to be so all in that you don't have a plan B, right? My friend Bo Eason has a book called There's No Plan B for Your A Game. Great book. Same exact concept of that. You got to be all in. You got to have the grit, the grind. And sometimes you got to burn the boats. And point number 5, my fifth and final point today of an exceptional expansion. If you want to have an exceptional expansion of your life, of your career, of your occupation, well, then I believe that you're going to have to be willing to fail. You're going to have to be willing to take a risk. You know, another Bible verse, Psalms 23:4 states this. Psalms 23:4 states, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." So as you take risk and as you're willing to take fail, no one loves to fail. My friends, I don't like to fail. But are you willing to burn the boats so that as you take risk, you know that if you're working God's divine purpose for you, you're willing to accept the consequences, knowing that someday you'll hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." So all the men and women listening to this episode right now today, in the point of being an exceptional expansion, as I sit here in a bare naked office, not me, I'm not bare naked, but my office is, someday it won't be, is what are you doing to take risk? What are you doing to fail right now? How are you living on the edge? You know, getting up a little bit early because you're a little bit scared. That's a good thing. And I'll make you think about one other thing, just like I have. Have you ever thought about reinventing yourself? You know, sometimes you get stuck in a routine. Sometimes for the last 20 years, you've achieved a certain level of success and you think, there's got to be more. I got to tap into something deeper. God's got to have some more things in plan for me. So I got to continue to make impact. We don't want to get stuck in a quagmire of mediocrity or a thought of being average. One of the guys I love studying, his name is Al McGuire, Coach Al McGuire. Have you ever heard of him? Coach Al McGuire. Well, let me tell you the story of Al McGuire. Al McGuire was one heck of a basketball coach. As a matter of fact, he played in the NBA, but Coach McGuire won the national championship in 1977 for Marquette University. And I believe he won the NIT championship in 1970, the Associated Press Coach of the Year in 77. He had so many accolades. 92% of his student athletes graduated and went on to successful careers. He served in the military. But in 1977, when he won the NCAA national championship for Marquette University, Al McGuire retired. He was 50 years old. And he said this: I believe everyone has two careers in them, two different careers. So he left coaching at the height of a national championship. And he went into broadcasting. He said, I'm done. I'm retiring. And he spent the next 20 years of his life, from 50 to 70, a little over 70, in broadcasting, and became one heck of a broadcaster. As a matter of fact, that's how I got introduced to Al McGuire, was because of his broadcasting. I didn't even know he was a coach until I heard that quote, is that every man and woman is born to continue to reinvent themselves. Now, I'm not saying today that you have to go out and change your careers, but I do believe there's a certain level of continual reinvention. My mentor, Wayne Cotton, said many moons ago that every 5 to 7 years, you have to reinvent your business. Otherwise, you'll keep doing the same thing and soon it will die. Well, as we have evolved and reinvented ourselves, that's why I'm sharing this today with you, the exceptional expansion. Those 5 points I made today about what are you going to do to have an exceptional expansion. Those 5 things. You must have an exceptional vision for your life and business. You must embrace excellence in all that you do. You must have covenant relationships. And my friends, today, I hope you think about who are the people closest to me in my life, and what can I do to foster even stronger relationships with them. Point number 4 is that exceptional mindset. Get your mind right, which means sometimes you got to burn the boats so that your mindset is all in. Burn the boats. And then sometimes you got to be willing to take the risk so that you can be willing to fail. So what's your exceptional expansion? What are you going to do? Maybe it's your business or your professional growth, or maybe you want to create a podcast yourself someday, or maybe you want to write a book. Perhaps you do want to change careers, or you want to try your hand in something else in addition to what you're currently doing. Or maybe you want to go deeper into what you're already doing, and you want to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Or perhaps, maybe you need to burn the boats and go all in on what's been on your mind for the last several months and years as well. I say this: whatever you do, do it exceptionally well and go create some massive impact. That, my friends, is exceptional expansion. I love you guys, and I can't wait to connect with you real soon. Until next time, remember, train hard, eat right, live inspired, and go create impact, baby. Man, oh man, I hope you enjoyed that episode today. I hope the volume was good. Again, and you're probably getting an echo because I literally am sitting in this office that in just a few weeks, just a mere few weeks, I'm going to be sitting in a completely different spot here. There'll be carpet on the floor. There'll be things up on the walls, and there'll be an actual window here that I can see out of. But man, you know what? Sometimes I reflect back on the beginning and how beautiful it is when it's so simple. I'm on a card table, and I'm just connecting with you through a podcast. And as long as I have your ears, you have my heart and you have my soul. I'll continue to deliver that impact. Now, I shared that this is the first of 3 episodes on exceptional expansion. And today I wanted to ask you those questions about what it's going to take for you to be your absolute best in life. You know, when you think about your life and what's your vision for the next year and 3 to 5 years and 10 years, I want you to think about that. That's how you get that exceptional expansion. When I think about, when you think about the finality of life, of what if this was the last year of your life, that keeps your relationship strong, and that keeps you very poignant in the here and the now, so that you can live with intentionality. You can set strong intentions and live with them. So that's all about today. But upcoming in the next few weeks, I'm actually going to get my man Jeff Bristol on part 2. And I'm so honored that Jeff is going to be playing an even way bigger role at Fitness Quest 10 as he comes in as a business partner with me at Fitness Quest 10. And why? Well, because as my vision has expanded for Fitness Quest 10 and for TDE and what I want to create out into the world, I want to make sure that he can really get in depth with the day-to-day operations and lead Fitness Quest 10 like it needs to be led. I'll still be training. I'll still have my spirit and soul there. I'll still be feeding the community and the tribe. But as God has called me to make sure that I can continue to serve this planet and this universe in a way that I'm being called to do, these moves are necessary to have that exceptional expansion. And part three is going to be fun. I'm not sure it's exactly when, but it's going to be about a month from now. Part 3 is we're going to have the opportunity to sit in this exact same room, my office. And maybe you can watch that one on YouTube. And I'm going to describe what it's like, because guess what? Even when that part 3 is the final part, it's never final, because we're always growing. We're always learning. We're always expanding. So wherever you are today, my friends, I challenge you this month, this Heart Health Month of February 2021, as you listen in, and please, as you share this episode, I want you to think this month, the next 30 days, what are you going to do? What are you going to do this month to expand your life, to expand your vision, to expand your mission, to expand your purpose, to go deeper than ever before? And I know this, that by going deeper on yourself, you too are going to create massive impact to all that you touch. God bless you guys, and I can't wait to see you and talk to you real soon. Okay. One more thing. I just can't leave you yet. I want to invite you to be one of my dirty dozen. My dirty dozen. Next week, next Monday, a week from today, as this goes out, is February 8th kicks off the Dirty Dozen and my new impact coaching program. If you're at a point in your life right now where you want to expand your vision and you're feeling stuck, you're stalled, you're frustrated, you need a coach to kick your tail, whether it be in fitness, nutrition, mindset, motivation, inspiration, your spiritual walk, whatever that may be, or in your career, you're looking for some more accountability in expanding your dreams and your vision, I would love the opportunity to help you. We're only accepting 12 people. I believe right now, as of the time I record this, we have about 6 spots left. So there's 6 spots. Take action. Take action. If you go to todddurkin.com, you can apply for the Impact Coaching Program. I will be personally holding your hand for 8 weeks, 2 months. So for the months of pretty much February and March into early April, yours truly will be kicking your butt in every aspect of the word. So if today you are feeling the calling, the need for an exceptional expansion, I invite you, I challenge you to step up to the fear of the, how am I going to get it done? How am I going to create time? Well, those 5 points are going to help lead you to where you need to go. I look forward to seeing you in the Impact Coaching Program in 1 week from today. ToddDurkin.com. Check it out today. www.todddurkin.com. Now, I really am out.